Hello and welcome to a special edition of Sword and Stream. Today we are celebrating 5,000 subscribers here at Club Rick, and this is quite a tremendous accomplishment. And I have not been as large part of it in recent months as I would have liked. So I am definitely working on some things, but in the meantime, we will be doing a lot of sorting. So I'm curious how all of you have been lately. Like I know we have Space Bunny here, we have Epic City Builders. Who else do we have? Bricksmania was here. DKS Bricks. Nora's here as well. Thank you for joining us, everyone. And yeah, if there's anything you guys would like to talk about as I sort, anything you guys would want to show me, yes, absolutely. Just send me a link in Discord if you want to show me if you want to talk about a new Lego set, about an article, about a creation you're working on. We can do any of those things. Just let me know. In the meantime, we'll just be sorting and chatting from the chat. The Chimera is here, and yes, we did start early. I hope you're not disappointed. Right, so let me get a better view of what we are sorting today. You can actually see some of the failed mocks I was working on earlier. This was actually going to be part of a layout for a Super Mario Brothers 3 inspired airship level. And here you can see the rest of it. You'd have basically a character, you'd have Mario running over a bunch of little bullet bills, then over some of the other bullets, all the way to the end of the stage, to the pipe where there is a boss battle usually. The Chimera says, I am very disappointed. How dare you? I deeply apologize. I will be later next time, I promise. Red Dragon Plays is here and saying hello, Goat. Hello to you, and thank you for joining us. I'm going to start by yeah, this was another concept for a Super Mario themed level. This was, of course, a desert level, and you can see those dry, round enemies. I do not know what those guys are called. So I'm just going to remove those real quick. Just take off the little dots. I haven't had any new acquisitions recently, so there's nothing too exciting for me to show you on that front. However, I have been working on a few mocks very slowly that you may take an interest in. I'm hoping we'll have some guests over the course of this event. Yeah, absolutely. King John Brick may be joining us at some point, and I don't know who else, so we'll have to wait and see. Xenon has made an atrocious pun, which I will not indulge with a response. Space Bunny says, what's your thoughts on the latest Lego Ideas classic set choice? Whenever I see classic related to Lego, I automatically think of classic space. I think it is a tremendous idea, and I wish it wasn't a competition. Like someone in my Lego user group commented that this should just be a yearly thing where they just release basically a legacy set in the same line as the Black Sea Sparacuda set from Lego Ideas. Because I know at least several of the various legacy style sets, such as a Castle or a Classic Space, or that Bionicle Lego Ideas set was snubbed recently, even though they totally deserve another set at some point. Bionicle will not be possible to make again in 10 years from now. The CCBS system that Bionicle relies on will cease to exist because everything is going to plant-based plastic. So this will be the last chance to send Bionicle off on a high note, in my opinion. The Chimera says Classic Space needs to return in full. Absolutely. And I will confess, Classic Space was my first choice. I'm also a really big fan of, say, Blacktron. So here we have a base plate. I'm just going to set this to the side, and we'll take a closer look at that later. And again, if you guys have anything you want to talk about, you can just send me a message in chat or DM me on Discord, and we'll go from there. Xenon says, transmission decryption. I think I decrypted it. I'll take a look at that at some point. I know you guys have made tremendous progress, and I am very close to a breakthrough on, I think combined with your decryption, I will have something for you very soon, probably next month, relating to that. Progress has been very slow, unfortunately, but I have been working on a few essays. One of the essays I'm working on turned out to be, I recorded over 2 hours of audio for it. The end video is probably going to be about 15 to 30 minutes, and that's taken up a lot more of my time than I would have liked. So I do apologize for my absence, and I'll probably focus on shorter videos so I can be a little bit more active in the community and stuff like that, instead of just putting myself in a bubble to work on giant, grandiose projects that are much better off in my head. Space Bunny says, I find it annoying how it'll likely be Bionicle. Not really my kind of thing. I agree, Space Bunny. So here's my thoughts on it. Let me put these parts away. Also, if you have any questions about my sorting methodology, so my sorting methodology is basically, this is the first layer of sorting. I conduct sorting in phases. So first you sort into stuff like tiles or bricks or plates or Technic or slopes, things like that. That way down the road, it's easier to find parts as you become more granular with your sorting. But like, if I had to choose a single classic Lego sets, Bionicle wouldn't be my first choice. I think it does deserve, the last few, like, Bionicle has been canceled twice, and both times have not been under ideal circumstances. So that's why I think it deserves a set to commemorate its legacy. However, I believe in theme with what the contest is about, something like classic space or classic castle would be more thematically appropriate. But you have to realize that Bionicle has had a tremendous legacy for the Lego company. It was one of the, certainly the most extensive narrative universes up until Ninjago. And even Ninjago didn't have quite the same depth that Bionicle had in certain areas. Ninjago was certainly deep, but from the very start of Bionicle, there was a very consistent universe that was being established. Ninjago took a while for it to fully take shape. And there's definitely a lot to explore there. Wilberforce III says, if there was a fire in your house, you could only save 3 Lego sets. Which would it be? Well, I usually don't keep sets built. I'm more of a creative person. I appreciate the experience of building, but I slowly disassemble my sets as I realize they have cool parts. However, I am slowly finding parts to build a Galaxy Explorer. I have about 90% of the parts. I just need to find a few of them that are missing. That is one of the very first classic space sets. And definitely, when you think classic space, you think of the Galaxy Explorer. So if I had to save one, that would definitely be one of them. Other sets I really, really like. Again, I'm not that much of a set person. The NES Classic, that one's still assembled, and that one is very impressive. I'd have to think about the third one, because I don't really have many others built at the moment. Red Dragon Play says, I want Lego Space back, or at least one time or castle. I will have an essay video about the death of Lego Space. It may be next month, but it's 15 minutes to half an hour, so I've never done a video that long. But once it's complete, I think it'll be fairly insightful of how Lego space has evolved and why it has disappeared over the years. And quite frankly, Castle is in the same boat. The closest thing we've had to Castle in recent years is the Ninjago underground scene, which is sort of mythologically based. However, at least we're getting a creator castle. That's the rumor we're getting anyway. I believe it's been confirmed officially, but I'm not 100% on that. Well, WWE figure review. Whoa, I'm new here. Welcome. Lord Force the Third says, "Were you nervous about going beyond the brick, or were you just in the zone?" Well, I was there just displaying my research, so it was just perfectly natural. Of course, I was nervous because I've followed Beyond the Brick a decent amount. I watch, always make sure to check in on them once a week or so, and they have extremely good quality content, and it was an honor to be featured there, and I was a bit nervous, but that's just part of how it works. I've attended conventions and stuff, and I have had interviews and all sorts of things, so it's not something I'd say I'm comfortable with. But it's something you gradually pretend to get used to. Space Bunny says, although Bionicle did well for the Lego company, they've already had their return with the revamp, and we saw how that went. Yeah, the revamp was like a Bionicle Generation 2 had some very fundamental problems to it, in a way that didn't really engage with older or younger audiences. I personally am not sure it's possible to recapture the magic of G1 Bionicle. That's why I would like a commemorative set to basically say, this is what Bionicle was. This is the send-off. Because with the G1 ended with the Stars Wave, which were these really short Matoran-style characters, even though they were supposed to represent some of the most epic characters in the universe, like Tahu, a Paraka, a Takanuva. It was very underwhelming, and G2 didn't fare much better. With it just ended basically halfway through in the second half of its second year run, which was very unexpected. They didn't even do a full production run. They just released a fraction of the amount of sets they usually release because there was so little demand. And as a result, those sets are very, very valuable now. So I would like to see, like, Bionicle hasn't had a truly proper send-off, and that's what I believe it deserves from a set perspective. There's also a fan-made game, The Quest for Mata Nui, I believe, that is basically looks like it's a fully fledged AAA style game with all the mechanics of like the Kanohi map and the full map of Mata Nui to explore, and it looks phenomenal. Comeback Greyhound says, "Hey Goat, welcome back. It's good to be here. I'm gonna set this here on my hinges." The Chimera says, "It would be cool if LEGO made a huge narrative between multiple themes, not just one consuming Parasite, Lightning, Jago. Totally not biased." No, that's entirely fair. And as much as I do love Ninjago, it does have a lot of bloat associated with it. That's one of the reasons I like the Lego Movie, is because it found a way to associate all these themes that, quite frankly, were not connected at all. But yes, Lego has experimented with cross-theme play before with stuff like Lego Universe, The Adventures of Clutch Powers, and the Lego Movie. However, they've had also Time Cruisers. Time Cruisers also is a very early example of this. How comics also featured various crossovers. However, for the most part, themes have been independent. I think that gives the designers more flexibility with storytelling. However, there's definitely I'll say that would definitely prefer to have a very integrated universe that um, explores themes more in depth than we're getting currently. Nora's here. Hello. The Chimera says, I don't know if I've ever met you yet, Goat. What is your Discord name? Professor Goat. I am not too active. I'm working over 50 or 60 hours a week in my lab. So that keeps me very occupied between that and various other extracurricular activities, research of various kinds. I only have a little bit of time to focus on building for myself and making videos for the channel. And I do wish I was more active than I am, and I will be putting out more smaller videos more frequently over this next period. But that's all I can say about that for now. Wilberforce the Third says, "Do you watch many brick films, man?" I do from time to time. Brick films are a tremendously varied genre, and I tend to prefer the more ambient ones, but the ones that are like action recreations of movie trailers are also extremely impressive, both on a visual and technical level. But I don't watch a huge amount of them. But every time I do, I always walk away saying, wow, that's it takes a tremendous amount of time and dedication to make a good brick film. And even if you're just doing a simple 15-minute clip, like someone like Chris Epic City Bricks does on our channel, it'll take several hours, if not multiple days, to properly get all the pieces to line up. So it's a very complex process. I actually made a few stop motion videos of my own a long time ago, and I might give it another crack at some point. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Admiral Plackbar says, "What's up, Goat?" Not much. I hope you've been well. I've missed being on Mock Hour and seeing your amazing creations. I'll say that. Owen Fowler says, "Hello." Hi. Owen Fowler says, "I prefer space themes to Bionicle." Myself as well, but I grew up with Bionicle, so it has a very soft spot in my heart. The Motunui online game especially was one of the very first online games I've ever played, and it had the atmosphere of that world was truly something phenomenal. How it used the technology of the time to create a very ambient setting. There's no other Lego game like it. Space Bunny says, "As Hidden Side is sadly over, are there hopes and speculations for the next theme to fill its space?" Not specifically for that. Usually Lego will throw out just a random concept theme that they spend like years in development. Believe it or not, Hidden Side actually has a lot in common with Nexo Knights as far as the technical development of integrating virtual and real world play. So I have no idea what we can expect. I know there's something going on about I'm hoping we get more mythologically inspired stuff going forward. I'd also hang on. Let me put away these pieces over here. What else would be good? Obviously, a space theme, a more traditional medieval fantasy. I know a lot of fans, especially AFOLs, have been starving for a good castle theme, but we're probably not going to get that for at least a year, probably 2. Owen Fowler says Monster Hunters. That was a pretty good theme. It would be interesting to see that concept revisited, but I doubt we'll get a Halloweenish theme like Hidden Side, which is more of that paranormal activity stuff. for another 2 years. They usually let stuff like that cycle. But yes, the future is bright, and I suspect we will see some off-the-wall theme very soon. I have no idea what to expect, though. Epic City Builder says it's definitely time-consuming to animate. Thumbs up. Red Dragon Play says, "Hey, got tid." Yes, very funny. Admiral Plaque Bar says, "If you want, I can DM you some of the latest. Please do." Space Bunny says, "I suppose Mike Rayhawk's World Builder theme is right up your alley." I haven't seen his theme personally. I need to look that one up. I know there was another one that was basically a spaceport for a space repair garage that I was following for a while. It's I want to see that turn into a fully fledged theme. But Mike Rayhawk is a really talented Lego artist, and I hope I'll definitely take a look at that. Especially, maybe you could send me a link to that. Owen Fowler says, "I want space because right now, like, it's just Lego City in space." Yes, there's actually a very good reason for Lego space, traditional Lego space sets just not being viable in today's market. And I will go into that in detail in my next essay. I'll say that licensed themes have not helped at all. Licensed themes have basically killed classic space. And various licensed fantasy themes have also killed classic castle. We want cooler spaceships, don't we all? All right, just gotta. One moment. Just have to take care of something. Wilberforce says, Wilbur says, "We won't do medieval. I feel like they're just make Star Wars and mainstream stuff." That's true. And I mean, Star Wars literally has Jedi Knights, and that's another thing that they basically have swords. So that's another thing edging out a traditional classic castle. Game of Thrones set for laughs. Probably a bit late for that. Red Dragon Play says, "What's the most effective way you sort your bricks?" I recommend the iterative method of sorting. So basically, you'll start with a category. So these are all Technic elements. So you'll take all your Technic elements, put them in a big old bin, and then you'll go to the Technic elements that you've always sorted, and then you'll start removing specific parts. Like you'll remove stuff like pins or links like this. And you'll start sorting by category until you have everything sorted to a level where everything is easy to find. Wilberforce the Third says, "Have you ever posted an idea to Lego Ideas?" I have years ago. However, I haven't felt the need to recently. And quite frankly, the one idea I do have, the head separator, which I've done a video on, and there are instructions for free. That I don't think Lego would approve. So we appear to have a guest. One moment.
Hello.
One moment. The audio is acting up.
On my end? Let's see.
No, it's my end.
Okay.
I apologize. I rather rushed this.
Got a double celebration today. We got Press to Go Back and 5,000.
Let me throw on my little.
So what are we sorting today?
We are sorting everything. Absolutely awesome. Everything. All right, I'm just going to go through some the rest of the comments. I have a bunch flooding in, and I'm not actually going to get much sorting done at this rate. So I'm just going to go through the comments first. I also have make sure that Pat gets in here. All right, Admiral Plaque Bar says, what do you think about the new streets that don't work with modular buildings? It's definitely frustrating. I never collected the buildings. However, I was never really much of a fan of the road plates that Lego was using either. So for me, I didn't have much of a dog in this fight. Um, however, I understand those people who do have those who are invested in that format not being able to continue that. Um, it's really disappointing, and I hope Lego comes up with some middle ground to help people transition from one to the other if they're going to commit to this. Sure, what I'm not sure what this comment means. Um, Epic City Builder says, if anyone invents an affordable Lego sorter, I will buy at least two. The name for a cheap Lego sorter is your children.
He has the opposite problem where his kid messes up the sorting.
Yes. But what you can do is you can say, hey, let's watch a cartoon together and we'll sort as we do it. Or we'll watch Star Trek together. Or we'll watch, I don't know. It's an excuse to hang out and spend some time with family. Just invite friends over to sort with you. Slave labor. I'm all about it. That's what I do with my assistants all the time.
I was thinking I could put an old Lego game on for my half of the screen, but I don't think it will work because it'll probably like block out the screen and like put you in a tiny window.
We'll see. I can always shove you aside. But let me see. I'm going to finish going through the comments if you don't mind first, Your Majesty. Then I do want to talk to you. And I have some Discord messages from Plackbar about his amazing monks that I also want to get to.
Awesome.
Licensed themes helped Lego get out of the gutter with the 90s. Yes, I feel that the licensed themes are a tremendous advantage because people are already familiar with these themes and these stories, and seeing them retold through Lego really does jog the imagination. However, it's also very confining about what you can do with a Lego brick because you'll start thinking in terms of licensed themes and things that already exist instead of being given a box of something and then saying, okay, this is something totally Lego that I can take it any direction I want. And that is something that that's why I always appreciate new themes that are out of nowhere. The Chimera says, I think the first vehicle I'll make is going to be a spacecraft. Make sure you send me a picture of it because I definitely want to see that. Licensed themes are lacking recently. They really should try to get up to Monkey Kid and Chinese Specials. Absolutely. Monkey Kid was a really impressive theme. And price points aside, it was really good. And yeah, I hope we see more wild stuff like that. All right. So Epic City Builder sorts by slips, grabbies, techniques, ropes, and side studs. Yes. I do have a snot bin. This is where I store my boogers. For those of you who are not in the know, snot stands for stud snollum. So anytime you have a brick that's attached to the side of a brick, a stud attached to the side of a brick, that's snot. You mean keep Martinez? Yes, I got a few too many of those. Fun. How many votes did he get on the idea? Probably 100. I didn't really keep track after the first month or two. Rub plates look bulky and in the end more expensive due to parts. I have very mixed feelings about it. Like just from a investment wise, it's a very mixed bag. All right. The Camaro says, I have found a strange connection to attach the plates to base plate. You have a lot of coughing there. I'm curious what you found, the Camaro. How? Okay, so anyway, 5,000 subscribers. That's exciting.
Yeah. I didn't think it was going to happen this fast, but here we are after right about the 1 year mark.
Here we are. It's been an adventure. I know you recruited me. Would it be in April?
What was April?
You recruited me in about April, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
About then, and it's been really interesting. We weren't even at 1,000 at the time, were we? We were at
No, I don't think so. Yeah, the first 100
above
was so slow to
500.
get to. Kept accelerating.
It's been a journey, and I'm hoping I could be a little bit more active than I have in the last few months.
So many people have been asking about you. Where's Professor Goat? Is he coming back? And
Fridays are basically out for me at the moment, so that's going to make like my presence on Mock Hour just untenable at the moment. But I will be around in other capacities. I assure you.
Do we want anyone else in the stream? I have someone asking to join. Just Sack Pat from the team.
Make sure he gets in here.
Okay.
All right. All right. Owen Fowler says Lego should make a table that's stud across the top. Maybe, but you could just do that with normal base plates, I think.
They have some tables like that unofficial. I used to have one.
Yeah, there's various ways you can go about that. Quite frankly, that would be super expensive. And if you get a dent in one stud, that means that basically the whole table is ruined, rather than if it's just a base plate that gets messed up, you can take out the base plate and put in a new one, basically. So we have another guest.
Mine, the base plate was like a sliding tray.
How's it going, guys?
Hey,
welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
It's sick to meet you, Goat, man. It's awesome.
Yes, it is nice to meet you. I've seen you around the Discord. I have been lurking, and it's good to finally officially make your acquaintance.
Yeah, man. Same. 100%.
You're right. So yeah,
he is proudly the face of the most terrifying Discord emoji yet that we have.
That one.
I don't know. Epic City. I think Epic City Builders has us all beat there.
Yeah, with the stretched out.
Find it.
Yes, the distorted face. Let's see. We have a few more comments. If you lay the modular buildings upon studs, it should line up with the road plates on the same plane as studs. That is true. You can also substitute a 16 by 16 plate, 4 16 by 16 plates for a base plate, even though the 16 by 16 plates are more expensive and harder to get a hold of. All right. Wait, you're Sack Pat?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was you all this time. I didn't realize that was your YouTube name.
Yeah, well, I do have a different channel, but that's just my casual one. You guys,
I get it. I got it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We have.
That's his terrifying emoji. We have.
That's horrifying. Thank you.
What the Lego minifigure sees.
That is absolutely horrifying. Thank you.
Do you think it's up there with the Red Bandit or?
We do not discuss that character.
The face, no. The pose, yes. The red man doesn't do this with his hands. His arms just by his side.
All right. I'm going to take a look at what we have. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna start sharing what the Chimera sent me. But yeah, a base plate, it's not quite accurate, but a base plate is roughly half a plate thick. So that does, as he says, that does lead to some interesting geometries. Let me see if I can get this set up. One moment.
Speaking of the Red Bandit, actually, I have a new beef to pick of him.
What did he do now?
Well, I'm not going to reveal how far I got now, but I was trying a Lego Soccer Mania challenge where I did the hardest difficulty of the worst team, and I was doing pretty good until I got to the West Bandit Outlaws team, which is the Red Bandit's home team. And I'm stuck there currently. I cannot beat him.
Yes, I am. That is hardly surprising.
He ruined our stream.
Hang on. I am messing up. There we go. So yeah, this is the Chimera sent this, but it illustrates the strange geometry between a base plate and a plate. If you look at it very, very closely, though, you'll notice that basically a plate is actually much thinner than half of a plate. It's more of a third, I'd say. But, but you can improvise with that.
Who is notification bleeps on? Is it me? It's not me.
Oh, it's mine. I just noticed.
Yeah, that might be something you want to kill. Yeah, thanks for showing us the Chimera. We also have something from Admiral Plaquebar. I'm going to bring that up real quick.
Oh, yeah, that's a Mock Hour. Awesome.
Hey, you could do mock roast if you wanted.
Yeah. At some point, probably next month, we're going to mock roast every mock you've sent me for the last few months. So I hope you're ready for that because I most certainly am not.
Is that going to be another 12-hour doozy or?
I hope it's not 12 hours. It'll probably be 14. But yeah, this is an astonishing microscale mock. Just all the level of detail crammed into this. I'm pretty sure he's shown us the battleship in progress over the last few months. But the dock looks absolutely phenomenal. Just
I
all
saw
of
this on Mock Hour too. I was dazzled by it.
all of the Admiral Plackbar is one of the most talented 3D. I'm not sure if he uses LDD. I think he uses Studio. Most of us use Studio these days. But yeah, just the sloping on this thing, the way he create these very slight, very gradual alterations to the angle is absolutely phenomenal work. And the dock for this thing is really spot on. All the details using parts like these support beams to create the cranes. All I wish we had more details of the little stuff. It gets a little bit blurry, but again, phenomenal work. Of course, my favorite thing in all of Lego, guns. But I love all the little like the little how to say this. I love little very mild gradients like this to create arcs and stuff that Lego wasn't designed for. And this grip over here has very nice shaping as well. Absolutely stunning work as always, Admiral. And of course, a classic X-wing. Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. All the crazy sloping you did with this is phenomenal. I think I've seen this one actually. He used little wrenches to not wrenches, but little screwdrivers to on the turrets. So this is a phenomenal level of detail. And yeah, if anyone else wants to show me the mocks you've been working on, just DM me on Discord. I am Professor Goat in the Clubbrick Discord. Phenomenal work as always. Yeah.
I was going to ask, with stuff done on the computer, right? How long does that take? Like that big docking bay? How long do you reckon that took to make on the computer?
Sorry?
How long do you reckon it took to make on the computer, like the docking bay from that mock earlier?
I don't know. The advantage of doing virtual, the advantage of physical play is you can physically interact with the parts. Just getting a physical feel for the geometry and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But with virtual stuff, you can, if you build like a car, you can just click Control C and copy it, and you can copy paste various parts of the landscape. So that's a huge time saver. I'd say that at least took at least 3 to 5 hours, possibly way longer. That's a very conservative estimate. Big Screen Bird is here. Thank you for joining us. Harcronium X is here. Hello.
Hello there.
All right. It's like I got something or two. All right then. So yeah. Thank you everyone for joining us. And okay, DKS has something for us to roast. So much for sort and stream. We are now sort and roast. Let me bring this up again. So DKS Bricks has this 3D model of a few vehicles. All right, and these are very close to city scale, I'd say. I love the little indentions here. Your Majesty, something's wrong. I think your screen is acting up.
It's a weird glitch. I'll see if I can fix it. Let's see. Okay.
Admiral Plackbar says 10 hours. That sounds about right. You did a phenomenal job, Admiral. But DKS Bricks, I really love this bed. I love when people Legos made their own beds for trucks like this, but the fact that you made your own and you gave it all that little detail, it really adds a lot to the flavor of the vehicle. Both of these look absolutely phenomenal with the flow and shaping. The only thing I'm not sure about is like this little brick just dropping off there. I'm not sure if it's supposed to look like that, but if it's trying to supposed to be like a diagonal line, I think there's smoother ways you can do that with cheese slopes or something. So I don't know. Very nice work. Harcronium X says, I got a picture. Who do I send it to? Send it to Professor Goat or King John or just Zach Pat, and I'll throw it up on the stream for us to look at. All right, got another base plate. So I'm just going to set that over here, and I'm going to start removing everything from this.
That was a mosaic someone was making.
Sorry?
Was that a mosaic someone was making?
This was a scrapped idea for a Super Mario NES level.
I can see what one it was.
This is an airship. So like in Mario 3, like
I recognize it. Yeah.
And fight one of the Koopa bosses. So yeah, like there'd be like a little. This would be to represent a little bullet bill, a bunch of the little cannonballs to jump over.
You could have made it scroll by the screen and make it a little almost like animation.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
And I do have some concepts for that. I just have other stuff I'd like to prioritize right now, and I couldn't get.
Are we ever getting another Lego NES level?
Possibly.
We got thousands of views on that one. People loved it.
I'll think about it. Tell you what, I'm just going to set this one aside for now, just in case. If you guys want to see that, I'll make it happen, but only if you guys want it. We have a keychain Darth Maul in here.
Oi, oi. Back in the day, keychains. Do they still do them now?
Yeah, they still do lots of keychains.
Oh, shit.
I have a submission from Harcronium.
All right. Send me a put it up and I'll feature it.
Should I share screen or give you the image?
Share screen.
Okay. Let me get that up quick. And here's what we're looking at.
All right. Okay. This is supposed to be this is a Lego Universe thing, isn't it? Do you have any context? I think I know what this is, but I want to hear it from you.
No context on here, so tell us in the chat.
All right. Pets at Play TV. Hey, just made it. Congrats on 5K. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Admiral Piper says, what's the yellow gray ship in the back? It looks kind of like an A-Wing. I'd be happy to show you that. That's what I've actually been working on a little bit in my free time this week. Okay, Harcronium says it's the Vanguard Outpost generator. For those of you who don't know, this is a scene from Lego Universe. This was actually a scrapped world that was never made, and Harcronium is recreating it in 3D. It looks really impressive. We've only had concept arts for all these areas, and I look forward to seeing it complete. It looks fantastic. All right, I'm going to get a quick drink. So yes, you may have noticed this in the background. I'm going to put this away for now. But yes, this is a Kant patrol vessel. So this is used to explore the outer reaches of solar systems.
Is this from anything then, or?
I'll explain more for that another time.
But, sound.
It does have a similar shape to an A-Wing, but the A-Wing has a very generic shape as well. So the idea of these vehicles is they have an inverted classic space color scheme. So instead of blue on yellow, it's yellow on blue with a trans blue screen and a couple pilots.
Very sweet.
Have some forward cannons, large engines. I haven't quite finished back here. Um, and on the bottom side, we also have a sensor array to scan planets and nebulae and things like that. We also have an extending and contracting um, landing gear.
Very cool.
Perhaps the most the most difficult thing about this thing was getting all the strange angles for this vehicle. As you can notice, I have very few traditional grid-based connection points, and that was very difficult to get all of this to sync up.
Anyone in chat want to mock roast it?
Yes. Good luck. But you'll notice one of my pet peeves is having things like gaps in mocks, and I was able to eliminate almost all of them. So that's one of the things I've been working on, and I'm working on much bigger ones to go along with it. And I'll have more to say about that at some point in the future, far future. It takes a while to build. Emerald Plaque Bar says, great angles, very smooth. Thank you. Harcronium X says, I just realized. Hi. I guess the secret's out.
What secret? I don't know any secret.
I don't either. What are you talking about?
There you go. I was going to ask, man. You know when you built that thing on Beyond the Brick.
Yes, the 6'9", the 6'9" Nexus Temple.
Where did you build it? Like, was it in there and you had to spend days in there, or was it somewhere else?
So it's modular. So I'm just sorting some tiles right now. The idea is to basically have actually everything was built on base plates for it. So those giant, it's actually not a it's not a full thickness. It's a facade. And I actually built sideways with base plates. The base plates were the foundation to build sideways. So I had a bunch of base plates lined up one on top of each other,
Oh.
and they were linked using bricks, very dense bricks. So it was about 5 bricks thick-ish, much thicker in one of the sections. And I used that to create a sort of facade to create this much larger mock than it would have been cost-wise viable. It also made transportation much easier because each wall came apart, and that it makes setup takes about an hour to 2 hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kamira says, I dug up one of my older mocks. I think I should rebuild and improve it. Can I send it to you and ask for ideas? Absolutely. I want to see it. Thank you.
I think DKS sent you on one as well. I want to show off his planes.
I've already sent. TKS has sent more. I'll take a look at that. Let me bring up my screen again. We have Kitty. Oh boy. What's his or her name? That's the real question. DKS has such phenomenal shaping on his vehicles. The way he's able to create these very strange connections, all using real parts at really impressive scales. It's something I'll never figure out how he does it. And it's all functional too. Like you'll notice the door over here. Whoops. The door over here is attached to hinges, so that'll mostly work. And he has all these little functional details for these incredibly realistic jets. It's
even the little staircase cars, even out of that detail.
Mm-hmm. And like there's a little bit of a gap here, but otherwise it's perfectly smooth. It's very few mock artists can achieve something of this level of precision and detail.
He actually starts with like written blueprints out that he builds on top of.
I saw those. They are the level of detail he goes through and the level of care and accuracy he puts into his mocks. Absolutely stunning. So yes,
you've got to write how he's so consistent with them as well. He's made so many planes and trucks.
Yes, he has a formula down, and he is incredible. All right. So let's see what we have over here. All right. So was there a story behind this vehicle? I like this. It looks sort of like a looks like it might be used in some sort of construction or transportation. Um, it has a very industrial feel to it, to its bulkiness of its shape. It's while it is unpolished, I do like the concept of it, though it's I guess suppose this up here would be some sort of turret. This looks like a crane mechanism and a bucket. I'm curious what the story is for this. Okay. Yes, this definitely has some sort of military applications. Got some windscreens up front. I guess that's where the cockpit is. All
The
right.
cat's name is Kitty, DKS said.
Okay. The Daily Brick is here saying congratulations. Oh, yes. Thank you. It's astonishing that we are actually reached this milestone, landmark, whatever. Daily Break says building right now, so I'm just listening in. How are you? I can only speak for myself, but I know I am busy but well. How about you guys?
Same here, yeah. We had a busy cleaning day here. And I streamed a little bit of just private in Discord, Lego Stunt Mario. It was kind of fun.
All right. Space Bunny says, Goat, are you planning on entering Space Jam? I'm actually not sure what you're referring to.
Space Jam, like the movie from the 90s? Like,
Yes, I think I'm a little bit late for that. I'm not sure I have the athletic acumen. Okay, it's a mining rig command center for mining celestial bodies with no atmosphere.
maybe it's a space building contest that we don't know about for your ship there.
We'll wait for Space Bunny to reply for that. In the
He
meantime,
is Space Bunny after all.
Yes. I'm going to do a little bit more sorting.
Sounds good.
Okay, here's the second half of that airship I was telling you about. This would be like the end of the stage.
Oh, the tube right there. I can see it.
Yeah, and you can see like the little windows in the walls.
Oh, you'd have to do a downward scroll at the end, though, to get to the little boss room beneath somehow.
Well, it would probably just skip the boss room, then it would have to reset. There's no other way to do it physically.
I wish you could do like a switch for a sideways view, like falling through the clouds like you do at the end of the level. That'd be cool.
That would be... you'd have to build it much, much bigger. We're talking at least 3 feet to pull something like that off.
Oh, we could do if that was a video. We'll make it be like the ending slide. We'll have like the clouds go in the background of the music.
Might require a bit of cheating with the editing, but sure.
Yeah.
Just going to sort a few hinges. 1 minute. This is a very strange roof piece. I think this was Fabuland from the late 80s.
Epic. Do you find many like rare pieces that you just shocked and you can't believe you've had, or?
Like I have a little bit of everything at this point, but there's some things that I'm always glad to have more of it at certain points. There's certain Kanoki I'd like to collect. For example, I really wanted a I wanted the Golden Ignica, which is the golden mask of life, which the Great Spirit wears in 2009 during the Bear Magna arc. And it was only in one expensive set that I thought was ugly, but the mask was really cool. And the mask alone sells for over $100 now.
Oof. So that's the most expensive Lego piece by like a mile then?
No, it isn't.
Oh.
Not even close. There's also one of the rarest characters I have is Chief from Rock Raiders. He's worth over $150, probably over $200 easily. So probably one of the most expensive sets. Individual parts, not the most expensive minifigures, but the most expensive parts would be I think they made some golden bionicle masks, and those individual parts would be the most expensive.
I'm gonna look that up actually.
All right.
Acronium actually sent me the concept art for the Vanguard Outpost if you want to look at it.
Can you show it back to back?
Like he has it on my screen right now, I mean.
All right. I'll put it up.
Good, yeah, 130 quid for 3 gold barnacle masks.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Vanguard Outpost would have looked like if they actually implemented it in the game. That's kind of cool.
Yes, and you can see that one section that he's recreated so far.
Yeah,
I'm not
right
sure
here.
if he's enough of a glutton for punishment to do the whole thing. If he is, I salute him. Yeah.
Oh, there's a whole wiki page on it.
Yeah.
Don't look at that now, though.
All right. I'm going to double check because it looks like nope, doesn't look like messages have frozen. But I'm still not sure what Space Bunny is referring to about entering Space Jam. I'm not sure what that's referring to.
I'd imagine it's just a bit of mean banter.
Maybe. I have a feeling like Space Jam is very straightforward. Space Bunny is usually pretty straightforward, so I'm curious what he's referring to. Time to sort some hinges, I guess. Guess I'll move these base plates to the side for now.
Let's find the treasure. Follow me. What's that? Run this way. Oh, it's tilted. Go to the island.
Does that ring a bell?
I wish it didn't. I severely wish it didn't.
Do you want to watch that for memory's sake?
I do not wish to recall that memory any further. Please cease. Hardchronium X says it is pain, sweat, and tears, and putting my soul into it. Yes, I know this. I know your pain.
What beast?
Oh, Space.
Here we go.
Space Jam is a flicker contest. It's the space equivalent of the Summer Joust. I remember the Summer Joust vaguely. Tell you what, send me a DM and I'll look into it. There's the giant 4-foot spaceship I've been mentioning, but I haven't shown in full. But maybe it's time I dust that off and finish that model.
I wonder if we could ever do a video just covering the entries for one of those contests, like all the entries in the Space Jam or the Summer Joust.
Maybe. The thing is, I'd want permission from everyone who we highlight.
If they post on Flickr, though, into the contest entry, I feel like that alone is like permission for it to be publicly out there.
Yeah, but still, I like to go above and beyond.
That's true, yeah. Maybe we'll just put it in offer only thing.
You want to be on people's good side. Because, yeah. There are way better space builders out there than I am. I'll tell you that much. But...
Space Bunny wants to be your friend, he says. Space Bunny says he wants to be your friend.
All right. I'll take care of that. I thought we already were friends. Let me fix that. There you go. But yes, send me your stuff.
You think you'd ever enter Mock Hour for a laugh and see if you can win like one of the contests or?
And an alias.
No, that would just be cheating.
Right, fair enough.
If I come up with, I might consider it, but only as a joke because maybe as inspiration. But like we're basically going to be doing the judging, and it's not fair for a member of the channel to do something like that. What a coincidence! The person who's on the team won the contest. What a shock!
Well, before I was on the team, I won too. So
yeah, fair enough.
It helps you get on the team if you win.
Oh no!
I have one more horrible new emoji for you to review.
I'd rather not.
But it's of EXO, your favorite.
Thank you, Your Majesty. It was nice having you on the show.
Oh man.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. His Majesty has other things he is currently working on, and yeah, we appreciate his time. I had a change of heart. You can stay, but only if you keep yourself under control.
I will.
I have my eye on you. One eye. My other eye is sorting.
It's a bit like the Lord Voldemort stuff from Harry Potter. You can't mention his name or show a picture of him.
Yes, that's pretty much where we are at this point. All right. Okay, Space Bunny has sent a picture to that Flickr group. I'll take a look at that after the stream.
Nice.
Got a bunch of wires here and rubber bands.
Oh yeah, John, I was going to ask, man. I like this amazing builder kept entering mock hour. Someone who wasn't part of the team, and they just kept pumping out bangers, and they kept winning. Would you like to try and say to them like you can't keep entering, or?
Or when doing a mock out, we're doing a variety of themes. Or someone just playing goofy, like Butt Ugly Minifigure Week or Legal Mock Hour. That there's plenty of opportunities where you can win by being just creative, but not just pure skill.
Oh yeah, that's a good
So
point.
no one can just win by pure skill alone. We switch up the themes enough for that.
There is an art to creating something so horrible, so destructive, so wrong that it does require a certain amount of intellect. But none of you have ever achieved it. I'll say that.
We had some creative ones for Legal Mock Hour last time, I think.
Yes, a little bit too creative. That's the problem.
I liked last week's theme, even though we didn't get that many entries. That many entries contest relevant. The minifigure armies, we had some really creative ones. Like someone made like an Arctic army from like the old Arctic theme. Someone made a Transformer army. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I did watch the review of that. You had some pretty good submissions. Admiral Plackbar has to go. Thank you for joining us and giving us your mocks.
But the bloody Ganpat's Jurassic Park army, that was quite epic.
Oh, he had an army of Chris Pratt's and Jurassic World theme things.
No.
The Chris Pratt battalion is my favorite part of it.
Yeah. But the one that won was the more like artsy one, the one where
like the photography, like World War II. That wasn't cool, but I voted for Gunpatch. But
fairs, man.
I think I was the only vote for him.
So
PKS is asking if you could pop in at any point for a few minutes.
Who is?
DKS is asking.
Oh, has he been on before?
Yeah, he's been in the show, the mock hour, a few times as a guest.
All right, I wouldn't mind having him on. If you want to send him a link.
Awesome. And Arcronian wants to see the army of Chris Pratt. If you just search for again, Pat, and the feature my mock channel things he's posted, it'd probably be like the most recent thing.
Or you could just bring it up on here if you want.
I could do that too, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Let me just find it quick. Let's see. Feature my mock.
We're getting near to basically of all the stuff I've sorted, this is the last of it. So I'm getting weirder and weirder parts that are harder and harder to sort. So it just continuously goes slower and slower and slower until it stops moving altogether.
Here we go. I'm at Gunpat's Jurassic Army. Let me just get it up big. So yeah, that's the Chris Pratt battalion there.
Oh no.
At first, I thought it was some sort of wild thing where like there's another breakout at Jurassic World or Jurassic Park, but then I realized it's all one unique faction because there's people riding dinosaurs in the background. And
it's all Chris Pratt.
Well, Chris Pratt is one battalion, but there's also dinosaur riders and different characters from it. Some guy riding in was it the gyrosphere or whatever it's called.
And Gunpat put himself in the middle, so.
Yeah, we theorized that this was Gunpat right there, but we don't know for sure because it has a resemblance to him. I think it's just a Jurassic World character that tan skin helicopter pilot.
How mysterious.
And this was the winner right here. Biggie Cheese.
Which one?
Right here, this French defense in 1940.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. That one's really
that
good.
Ended up winning.
It's really good. The lighting on it absolutely sells it.
Definitely.
I'm gonna have to read boring quantum mechanic nonsense. Thanks for the good time. All right, enjoy yourself. Thank you for joining us.
Well, mate.
There's a good entries in here. I'm trying to find that Arctic one.
I am probably going to go as well, guys. So thanks for letting me join, lads. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, have a good one.
We'll catch you again next. I'll catch you again soon.
Where is that other one? That's kind of cool. I can get to it.
I missed out on all the fun, haven't I?
How many mocks think we have in this channel at this point? Like, it's beyond belief. Like, oh, here they are. So there's a cool little one here. They had a lot of poses for it, though. I challenged them to be creative as possible, the army, so each did one based on the Arctic theme. Thought it was kind of cool.
All right, one sec. Oh, I like that.
And the cool part was he made up his own guns, like brick built. That's not just like a brick armor piece.
Okay.
Like, yeah, he assembled them all himself.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. Well
So
done.
this was in the running before we got down to some of the more complex ones.
Mhm. I kind of like how weird that one is, though. I kind of like how it feels like and I don't know. I really like the concept of Arctic soldiers like that.
The Transformers one is the last one in the running. The only thing that hurt this one is it's essentially kind of like a copy paste of most of these in a recolor.
Yeah,
There's a few slight differences in a couple of them, but
it's a cool mock, but it doesn't feel like a continuous army, I guess.
and the plus side of it was obviously the transforming element is kind of cool. So they can go into a squadron of planes or into robot mode.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Space Bunny's going to leave to read boring quantum mechanics.
Yes.
What on earth are you studying?
Interesting question.
I guess quantum mechanics would be the obvious answer.
That would make sense.
I'm going to unshare to see what message is coming my way.
Have you gotten any Lego sets recently, by the way?
I have not, sadly. It's been a bit since I picked one up.
Sounds like it's about time. Maybe I need to send you one. I might need to
thank
send
you.
you one.
What I think? Oh, I did get one kind of cool thing recently. A friend of mine, I think you know, Fort Legorado is my most wanted set.
Yes.
A friend of mine, the owner of Bling Bling Brick, he couldn't get that for me, but he made this like this light up display case of like the front of Fort Legorado inside it.
Ooh.
It has a few like classic Western figures. It got a little bit damaged, like not like damaged, but like came apart in transit, so I have to repair it. But that was a very cool, thoughtful gift.
Very nice. DKS Bricks, thank you for joining me.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah. I think I've spoken to you before once, maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that.
I'm not sure too.
I just know that I adore your mocks, and I miss catching them every week on Mock Hour. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah. So yeah, how have you been?
I have been doing great.
I have seen you've been working on a few different projects. Is there anything particular you're focusing on now?
Now I'm just making a small plane, so for other people to follow, they can build their own. And soon I will probably be building a very large project.
Is it
cool.
going to be another? Is it just going to be another plane, or?
Well, it will be another plane, of course.
Well, what is it going to be? A particular kind of plane?
Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to say much more than that.
All right, you'll just have to keep us in suspense until you get started on that.
DKS is actually one of the applicants to become a new editor on the team.
Really? Huh.
Just know that Brooks is taking a small leave of absence to take a break.
Yeah, I definitely look forward to more of your mocks and contributions. You're a fantastic builder.
Thank you very much.
All right, Chimera. The Chimera says, DKS, what time did the gods grant you your divine power of creation?
Excuse me? Wait.
The Chimera asks, asks to DKS, what time did the gods grant you your divine power of creation?
Could you maybe use a couple of other words, because English isn't my first language.
All right. He's asking, what magic enables you to build so well?
Oh, just a lot of experience. Just regularly building, getting a lot of experience, I guess.
Yeah. But if I can interject, I've noticed that one of the things you've done is we all start somewhere with like a less complex builds, but as we grow more experienced, like you use your instructions to create blueprints, basically cutouts of what each dimension looks like, each plane of the ship looks like. and you'll use that to as a guideline to help guide the process. And you have developed your own techniques like that over the years to basically maximize the amount of detail you can cram into
I,
things. If that's
I actually didn't start off with planes, but with cities.
Mhm.
Before I did planes, I started building two different cities, like one minifigure scale and one micro scale.
Huh. Yeah, that makes sense. Taking building complex like vehicles and planes, I've noticed there's a lot more you have to take into consideration with the shaping rather than with a building. You can just do squares, and um, it's a lower barrier of entry with buildings, I'd say. And you've uh, you're one of the most impressive vehicle builders I know. So.
But just to come back to that green truck, from those bricks we were
Yes.
stacking down, it was just because I was too lazy to spend much more time designing that truck digitally. I do
That's
have a
fair.
real life version too.
That's fair enough.
Laziness.
Yeah.
The real life version isn't finished yet, so
All right. Look forward to seeing it when you finally get that complete.
Professor Goat, have you ever heard of manic miners?
Manic Miners. I've heard of it. It rings a bell. I don't know. I can't tell you any of the details off the top of my head. Why do you
It's
ask?
a fan-made remaster of Rock Raiders. I played it about a
Yes.
week ago. It was pretty cool.
I have heard about that. I used to frequent Rock Raiders United, and
Great
I
site.
knew
Yeah.
that was a topic of conversation there, if memory serves.
I think they had
Uh,
an update not long ago. They added all the vehicles. They don't have the rock launchers yet, but the game is pretty playable right now. It's pretty fun.
Interesting.
Much easier to get working than the old game.
Yes, I remember. I have the original Rock Raiders game. I got it when in about 2005 or so.
Wow.
Maybe between 2005 and 2007. Found it at a yard sale, and I it was definitely it was definitely a bit difficult to get it working even at the time. So
Yeah.
I'm glad to see people are remaking that game, and there are also people remaking like Lego Island and other games.
I've heard of that. Lego actually even covered that in their site. It's amazing compared to like Nintendo's reaction if someone makes a fan product, they'll shut it down, they'll sue them. Like Lego actually embraces them and publishes them.
Yes, like Lego used to be much worse about this, about fan projects. Like Lego's very sensitive about their brand and how that looks. But in like really just the last 2 or 3 years, they've become much more transparent about that. And that's been wonderful to see.
I got a bunch of random games, just even arm reach. I got Loco and Stunt Rally and Alpha Team.
Hmm. I don't have Alpha Team, but I do have Loco.
Alpha Team's alright, like a puzzle type game.
Hmm. I
And
have
Stunt Rally I played
Loco.
alright.
I have all the Lego Islands. I have Drone Racers on GameCube, and I don't even own a GameCube.
I never played Drone Racers.
It's very iffy, but it's a Lego Racers game apparently.
Racers 2 is a little bit, I think, divided opinions on, but I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, I never had any of the mainline games. All right, Potato Chips 409 is here. I decided to drop in because why not? Thank you for joining us. If you want to talk about anything or send me or talk or show me an article of a Lego set or something you're building, feel free to do so. Harcronium X says Lego even gave a blessing recently to Dark Flame Lego Universe's Revival 2. Yes, it's going to be interesting to see how that develops. I hear they're entering. I'm not sure if it's alpha, late alpha, or early closed beta that they're in currently. Dark Flame Lego Universe, but Dark Flame Lego Universe is a really ambitious project, and I'm glad that Lego has softened its position towards fan-made projects. It was like before they usually looked the other way, but now they're being but now they're actually being openly accepting of it, and that's what I'm excited to see.
Exciting to see.
Potato Chip says vote Bionicle for the idea set. I've Bionicle was one of my picks. I'll say that.
I'm hoping for Classic Castle. I think, or one of them at least.
Yeah, I would.
Dragon Knight.
Definitely do for a Classics Castle.
I was hoping to see Fright Nights next. I love the aesthetic, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, me too. That was actually one of the ones I was thinking of as I was scrolling through. That wouldn't be my first pick or anything, but that wouldn't be one that'd be one I'd be happy with, to be sure. Harcronium says they're working on properties at the moment. I wonder if they can get all those bugs fixed, because I remember when I was building properties on Lego Universe, I would spend hours working on a model. Then I would come back and the model would just be gone.
Did I tell you, like, one of the reasons my property in Lego Universe got so popular was I had a trick prison you could trick your friends into falling to. It was like a climbing tower, and at the top, the ceiling gave away into a cage. And unless you knew the password, you couldn't get out. And of course, there's a way if you get stuck in the game to smash your character and respawn, but most people didn't know it somehow. So I get all these messages from like Lego saying you have to let people out of your jail. Like,
congratulations, you are a monster.
Like, can't you just tell people your in-game mechanic you built yourself to get yourself out of stuck situations? Like, don't make me wreck my jail.
You're literally a tourist trap.
Nothing beat the fun box that General Brick made in Lego Universe, where like you trick people go inside it and it literally glitches through the outer ceiling of the property barrier and just, in his words, it sacrifices you to the sun. All we know is when it comes back down, the box is empty.
Oh no. Oh, is that the one that spins around?
I can't remember. It looked like just an unassuming like blue cube, and just like go inside the fun box, all the fun decorations. You go inside, it closes and just starts levitating up. And I don't know what he coded into it, but like it glitches through higher than it should, and then eventually it comes back down. The screaming stops, and then it's empty.
Interesting.
Sacrifice to the fun box.
Oh no! You have
I think he still has all wiki page up. General Brick
to escape the fun box. But yeah, one thing I did hear about Dark Flame Universe is they won't have behaviors, because that was one of the huge issues with moderation. And one of the biggest things that killed Lego Universe was the moderation cost. But one of many factors going into it. But so there probably won't be behaviors. The reason they can't use behaviors is because some people will include certain naughty imagery in their models, and they'll use behaviors basically to make things appear that shouldn't appear, to put it lightly. There were some interesting conversations from the devs about that on Twitter, I think. And those were interesting to read up on. Right, have a message from is DKS Bricks? What happened to DKS Bricks? Did he bow out?
might have lagged out or something. I'm not sure.
So I wanted to share another mock with you, but apparently when I open Discord, it disconnects me.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, no worries, man.
All right. Let me put that one up on the screen. All right. This is fantastic. What's the name of this
Not
vehicle?
the best quality of picture, but it's decent.
Yeah. What's the name of this vehicle?
This is the Boeing 747-400.
Yeah, I can't appreciate all the details going into it, but
At first, this was intended to be the Boeing 747-200, but later on, I decided to make it a 400. So I still have to adjust a couple of things on the winglets.
okay.
I'm gonna pop off for a bit, but I might pop back in a little later if you're still going.
All right, sounds good.
All right, have a nice day,
guys.
guys. See ya.
Absolutely stunning work, and I'm sure this has a full interior as all your mocks do.
Well, yes, but it's a little bit different than my R planes because this is a cargo plane, so I did make like a sort of system that you can slide in pallets with some cars and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, recently I added the magma decal, so I thought it really looked nice.
The decal does look really good. Normally, I'm not a fan of decals on mocks, but the way you integrate it is very, very smooth.
Yeah.
If I didn't know, if I wasn't super familiar with just how stickers work and stuff, uh, I'd have to pause and think about that a few seconds.
Well, yeah, these are stickers for now, but I'm planning on changing that to prints because they're way more durable.
Yeah, prints are definitely the way to go long term. But this is a good temporary solution.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've tested it out on my Embroider, so my first plane, and it works really well.
hmm.
Yeah, I just had to add some decals because it looked kind of boring just being completely white.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely adds a lot to the flavor of the vehicle.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, looks like Harcronium X has to go. Have a good day. Thanks for the show and good luck with things. Thank you for joining us. It was good having you.
have a good day too.
Great. Do I watch any sports? I'm not a huge fan of sports ball. It's like watching people uh, golf the ball into the touchdown. It just doesn't jive for me personally. Uh, Epic City Builder says we say decals like heck halls. Um, okay. Um, good to know. Yeah, I'm probably going to go at least until about 2 hours, and we'll figure out what to do from then. So, if anyone wants to talk about sorting about DKS bricks as mocks, about my mocks, about sorting, about new Lego sets, anything, let's talk about it.
It's been a very long time that I actually sorted my parts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, when you're building like your mock and then at the end of the day you're just too lazy to clean up the mess you made, so you just
Yeah,
put it in one big box.
that's right.
I should do
And
that actually.
yeah, and it's an eternal struggle just to sort everything because as soon as you finish sorting one thing, you'll find something else to sort and you have to start all over. So
Yeah,
as
I
long as
used
you're
to sort with my brother a lot.
hmm,
He likes to do that.
that sounds like a good idea. As long as you're sorting more than you're messing up, that's what's really important, I think.
Yeah. It's actually ridiculous how much it does help with creating mocks when your parts are sorted. Because like
Oh,
the first years I was building with Lego, I just didn't sort my parts and just put it in all the big boxes.
how old were you when you started building just regularly?
You mean like my own mocks or sets?
You're on mocks.
I think I was like 11 years old or
Okay.
something.
And how old are you now, if you don't mind my asking?
Yeah, and I'm 15 right now.
Okay. I didn't realize you were that young. That's tremendous work, especially at that age. Uh, yeah, that's all the more impressive in my book. Okay, got some more of those.
I did start making planes like the last 2 years ago, like from the late 2018, I guess it was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, building sets is just doing something I just did it like all my life, like from very young on.
Yeah. I remember like some of the first sets that like I inherited a lot of bins of used Lego. Like I inherited a bin of classic space stuff. Um, so I had both a bunch of built Star Wars sets and a bunch of space and town stuff that I just messed around with. So
I remember like when we moved to another house and we cleaned up the attic that we found like those little sets like board games sort of.
Lego board games.
Yeah. So it was not real board games, but so it was like just a basketball thing, and there were like minifigures with springs in the legs,
Oh, this
so you could like
Lego
shoot the
sports
ball and
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
got
really
like
fun to do.
I remember I got like a little dollar one from like a dollar store. That was basically just a little character who had a spring and he shot goals. And I think one of my favorites was the soccer set. Um, apparently there was also a hockey one. Okay, found an app that lets you figure out which torso belongs to what head and what collection it's from. If you send me an image of what it is, I can find it for you in 5 minutes or less. Bricksmania says hello. It's Bricks.
Hello,
Um,
how are you?
yeah. I know you're sort of on hiatus right now. Um, hope you're enjoying your break or eternal displacement, however you like to put it. Lumberjack on Discord. Okay. Oh, right. Lumberjack, of course. Of course. But yeah, I believe he's a mud lug. So, yeah. For those of you who don't know, lug is the Lego stands for Lego User Group. A lot of larger cities will have little user groups set up, so you can basically interact with other Lego fans, and they're officially recognized by Lego. So they get certain perks like that sometimes. I think Bionicle actually has a Biona lug or something. I haven't kept track of that. Purple Builder says hello. Hello, Purple. Icy Flame Gaming Roblox says hello, everyone. I think it's probably the first time I actually watched one of your live streams live. Thank you for watching. Hello. But yeah, if you want to talk about anything Lego related, about building, about finding cheap Lego, about cool sets, let's talk about it. Okay, knockoff 1x2. That's disappointing.
I remember like people like older people were giving me like free Lego, but usually there was a lot of fake Lego in there too, so I always had to sort also the fake Lego out of it.
Yep, that's usually how it goes. I definitely acquired a lot of used Lego lots. Like if Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, when I check those, you got to be very careful to make sure there's not too much of that knockoff stuff,
Yeah.
inflating the size. I have a huge tub of knockoff parts at this point.
Yeah, I never really throw them away or something.
Prixmania says, how do you have so much to sort, Professor? Isn't it infinite collection? Nigh infinite. At some point, we will achieve singularity, and at that point, the lab will collapse in on itself.
Yeah, I have been actually recently starting to build a new Lego room, by the way. Recently I started building a new Lego room.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. It should be finished about half 2021. So,
Uh-oh.
you know,
Pat says somebody has unsubscribed to sabotage our 5K celebration. So if you haven't subscribed, don't make me a liar. Subscribe. That's my advertisement. Yes, they got us. We're no longer at 5,000. Guess we have to shut down the stream. Sorry, guys. Thanks for joining us. Purple Builder says, what do you think of World Builder powered by a Tongle? It's a very interesting concept. It's clearly in its very early stages, but if it has polishing and extra details put into it, it's it has a lot of potential long term. There's definitely a few projects I'm keeping an eye on long distance that I would absolutely love to see themes or a series, stop motion series based around it, but we'll see where it goes. It's honestly more ambitious than Lego Ideas, and I'm not sure how practical it will end up being.
Just so you know, I will try to find another picture of some mocks to send you, so I might disconnect again.
All right. Anything specific on that mock I sent you I could prove on if you don't mind my asking? Let me take another look. I would say just experiment with shaping for now. Like certain sections are a bit on the boxy side and could use a lot more greebling. Like the interior side of the cabin. That's one place I would start because it's a little bit on the flat side. It's missing some pizzazz. I'll say that. All right. Pat has to go. Thank you for joining us. Owen says, gonna head out. Fan of the Sort and Stream. Thank you for joining us. All right. Yes, we have been officially sabotaged, bamboozled, and yes. All right. I suppose I'm stuck here until we have achieve 5K again. DKS, it looks like it says your device isn't connected. Okay, there you go. All right. Pat says, I'm still here. It's because you said at the end of the stream as a joke. Yes, as a joke, right. Haha. And DKS has phased out of existence again. Any thought of the new Ninjago Gardens set? Do you think it's worth it? It's not, doesn't look quite as cool as the first Ninjago City sets, but overall it looks absolutely stunning. The price points is fair, a little bit more than I can afford for a standalone set. I got the Ninjago City docks on sale, like about 40 to 50% off. I think it might have been missing one minifigure, but it's an app. I hope we get more of those modular city sets. They're absolutely fantastic. But yeah, if you're into larger scale modular buildings and you have the money for it, that's absolutely a wonderful investment. Wilberforce the Third says greatest Lego set and worst Lego set objectively. I can show you the worst. I own one of the worst Lego sets ever made. What is the best Lego sets? Like if you it depends what you mean, because you can say how do you define great? That's the problem. You can say this is an objectively good factor of it, but you have to basically set parameters to say what is your definition of great. Are you basing it on how open-ended the mock is, in which case you choose just a random bucket of bricks? Are you choosing by using the most advanced Lego techniques, in which I'd say something like the Ninjago City Gardens or the Lego NES or any of the newer Technic sets? There's so many criteria to approach that from, but I can tell you the objectively worst Lego set, both from a design and from Lego philosophy. Potatoes Card Unboxer YouTube says, I'm going to build my Lego City. That sounds fantastic. You should send us pictures. If you want to send me pictures, I am Professor Goat on the Club Break Discord. I am going to retrieve my is DKS still in? Okay, you're back, DKS.
Yeah, I disconnected because I sent it a picture.
take a quick look at this.
So these are my 2020 airplanes, so all of the airplanes I built in 2020.
Hmm.
And I did show this on the latest Future My Mock, I guess. And I just was wondering what your favorite one was.
Honestly, I kind of like the red and black one the best. It has a good contrast to the other ones. And another thing is because the wings are black, it'll hide like black will hide like the gaps that are in your mock. And
Yeah, many people seem to pick like the top right and the bottom left one.
mhm,
It's very interesting to see.
I
Like I
think
expected more people to pick the top left
yeah,
because it's the largest plane, but actually almost no one picked it.
I think it's because of the flare of color. Just the magma having that little bit of red, it really makes it pop more than the other ones.
Yeah.
The other ones are still incredibly impressive, just in the level of detail
Yeah,
and
but
scale of
the
them.
other ones will get livery too,
Yes,
eventually. It's just I'm just saving up some money to give them a livery.
I see. But yeah, I think that's part of. I think the color is kind of having people prejudge the mocks.
Yeah,
Um,
the top left one will actually get some dark blue worked in it with some gold, so it will look really nice.
all right. I will say about your largest one on the top left. This gradient here, it's not um it looks a little bit awkward. I know that's the most accurate thing you could do. It's but um
Yeah, I know where you're talking about.
yeah, like that's the only weak part about on the mock, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's a very large build though. It's
Yeah.
4.5 foot long.
Yes, it looks astonishing. And I'm going to show you guys the worst Lego sets in history. One moment. Oops. I'm not sure if I've shown this on stream before, but are any of you familiar with Galador? Who here knows Galador? Come on. Raise of hands. Who knows the horrors, the horrific monstrosity of Galador? So Galador, after the Bionicle's production was well underway, and they began looking into other concepts for action figures. Yeah, Michael says nope. 01 says me. Purple Builder says I do. Chimera says Galador is terrifying.
I'm
Yes.
not familiar with the English word, but yeah,
Okay.
I might
So
have
so
heard it in
Galador,
there.
yeah. So Galador is basically an original Lego theme like Bionicle. It had a live action television series, and they made action figures that had basically ball joints like the Exoforce and a lot of Lego mecha sets. But the end results looks like this horrifying abomination like this. This is
Oh
Galador.
yeah, I do remember.
Yeah, you could see there were some severe questionable design choices. Like this thing doesn't embody the Lego design philosophy at all. Like the bodies are there's only so many combinations you can do with the limbs. The parts are very specific and just a little bit ugly, like with like the CCBS Star Wars action figures, construction figures. At least they were stylized in a way, and they fit with the rest of the CCBS system. I'm still not a fan of them. The Stormtrooper one looks kind of cool, actually, but the rest, like this is just horrifying. All of it's horrible. And the motto I put on this is only the best is good enough. That is the English translation of the Lego motto. And basically it means don't make a Galador ever. Please. I see Gaming Roblox says, wow, yes, it is. Maybe we should do a Club Brick watch through of Galador or a series review of Galador. That might be interesting because the television series is a trip. I've only seen a few episodes. Yeah. I actually got it. I got it new in the box for $5 because at a Lego convention, that's half of the price it should be. And it's absolute garbage. Galador came out in 2002, so this was just a year after Bionicle. Yes. So whenever I realize, whenever I'm having a bad day, or I realize that honestly I'm not doing a great, I'm not doing great. I could be building better. Whenever I'm feeling down or just generally having problems in life, I'll look at this and think, what a piece of crap. Don't be Galador. It's impossible to screw up this bad. You have that much going for you. Just try a little bit harder, and that's the best you can do. So, Big Screen Bird says the show is terribly awesome. It's terribly interesting. I'll say that much. The fact that it exists is probably the most interesting parts. Michael Simonic, is that how it's pronounced? Did you guys vote on the 90 years anniversary set of ideas? I'm probably going to post a video about that to try to get the word out. I of course am very biased. I grew up with classic space sets, so that's very near and dear to my heart. But they have stuff like Castle, Model Team, Alpha Team, Paradisia, I believe it's pronounced, Bionicle, Blacktron, Mtron, the Falcon Knights, Forestmen, all sorts of classic sets from pre-2000. But yeah, I certainly placed my vote, and I encourage all of you to place your own votes. There's no right or wrong answer. I have fears about something like a Paradisia because several of those colors that make Paradisia so unique are no longer in production. And even if they brought it back for a one-time set, I don't think they would bring back those colors, which would be, that's what Paradisia is. That's what makes it unique, is the strange colors. But if they brought that back permanently, that would be cool. But yeah, make sure you vote. It'll be interesting to see who comes out on top. It'll probably be something like Classic Castle or Classic Space ultimately that pulls through. But I'm secretly rooting for Blacktron. Because quite frankly, Blacktron 2, it's not Blacktron 1. I want a proper Blacktron 1 style, full vehicle, just like how the Lego Movie had its $100 spaceship. I want a $100 Blacktron set. That's just a huge, awesome spaceship. So yeah, back to what I'm sorting. Right now I'm sorting out cheese slopes and other hinge pieces.
I use hinges a lot.
Well, okay, they're not actually not hinge pieces, but like wedge pieces, not hinges. But yeah, hinge pieces are invaluable. I actually use them a lot in the spaceships I build too. Purple Builder says, are your goggles made out of Lego? Yes, they are. Would you like to see? Actually, I'm just going to take it off for a while because my brain needs to expand. You'll notice these use the new 5x5 dish piece, quarter dish piece, and they are a very interesting piece. I'm just going to set my goggles aside for now. But yes, the goggles are Lego, and they're modestly comfortable. They're attached using the Mixels joints. The Mixel ball joint system, to be more accurate. Classic Space brings back memories. Yes, like my dad's coworker inherited, gave us a bunch of Classic Space sets from his childhood. So that is my experience. I had a few Blacktron sets. I had Town sets. I even had some Castle sets. So even though I didn't grow up in the 80s, that era of sets, that legacy of the 80s style had a tremendous impact on me because I had the little ideas booklets. There was this little book that had instructions for all the little things you could build using all these sets. Currently looking forward to the new Blacksmith. Yeah, it looks very colorful. I slightly prefer the idea submission version over the one we're actually going to get, but nonetheless, it looks really good. Yeah, not sure if I've actually told this story before, but the main things I got when I was growing up were Star Wars sets, because that's the time it was, that collaboration between Lego and Star Wars was just becoming a thing. So he began getting Lego Star Wars sets for us, even though he wanted an excuse to play with Star Wars. That's the entire reason we have Lego Star Wars. Right, let's got some more slope pieces. Wait, that doesn't look real. Looks. Yep. There's no Lego logo in this jumper plate. They thought they could sneak in a fast one on me. So yeah, if you guys want to talk about anything Lego related, about my sorting methodology, about the new Lego sets, it's going to be an exciting year with the 2021 lineup. Definitely looking forward to some more of the summer creator sets. I hear we're getting a castle, and I'm hoping we get another space style set. I'm not a huge fan of the Lego creator space sets we've been getting, but they're better than nothing. And the style to them feels a bit generic. As far as color schemes go, I'd like to see something a bit more exotic, like Imtron or Classic Space. Michael says the colors of the blacksmith remind me of World of Warcraft, which I don't mind. You're right. Yeah, I can totally see that now. Yes, it's a much more cartoony style, and I definitely like the colorful aspect of it. I like the roofing on the original just a little bit more for the texture. If they made a blacksmith swords in metallic silver, that would be a cool feature. What do you think of the new road system? I'm split on it personally. I know a lot of people in my lug absolutely hate it. It feels a little bit, it suits the 16 by 16 grid layout Lego has been trying to move towards for the last several years. It feels like a logical progression there. Um, that said, it's made a lot of people upset because people have invested in the road plate system for the longest time, and now that that's going obsolete, there's that those are going to become very very valuable very very quickly. Um, I was never really much of a fan of the road base plates. I always thought they looked a little bit tacky. Not that they weren't useful or interesting or valuable, but the new system has much more flexibility. Even though there is a much greater price, um, even though there's more of a price associated with it, I think it'll give it's much more compact and more flexible. And yeah, I'm not surprised the transition is taking place. Just I feel bad for the people who are invested in that system. Looking forward to Lego Star Wars sets in the next few years, since Star Wars did announce about 10 new series, which will be exciting for Star Wars fans. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how well that goes, how well the Mandalorian sets of the upcoming wave fare. I know that $20 one with the Mandalorian and the Child is selling phenomenally well. Like just Mandalorian and the Child themselves are worth like $15 each. So the amount of demand for the show and those characters is through the roof. Personally, I'm like a lot of Star Wars sets. I feel like they've gotten a bit repetitive and stale. Not that they don't use cool designs and stuff. Like the A-Wing, UCS A-Wing looked really, really good. I just, I don't know. I have very mixed feelings about Lego Star Wars over the last few years. I collected Lego Star Wars for years, and I have most of the sets that I wanted, most of the characters that I wanted. So, yeah, a lot of it will depend on the quality of the shows going forward, because people were really excited about The Mandalorian because it was something different compared to what Star Wars has been offering for the last 5 to 6 years. We'll see how long it lasts and how quality both the series and the sets end up being. Probably the best thing about the new Star Wars stuff is that it'll provide new fodder for sets and designs, because we've all gotten an ATST every 2 years for the last decade. And fine, it's continuously popular. People always want an ATST and an ATAT and an X-Wing. You constantly need a new one of those. But it's the I like seeing things that I haven't seen before personally. So yeah, that's why there's something to look forward to with these new sets. If Star Wars runs out of content, I highly doubt a Star Killer set would be cool. I'm not sure how viable that would be. And I hear we're getting another Death Star 2. And I remember the Death Star being a really impressive set back in 2005. Apparently Star Wars sets still sell. Yep, they are impossible to beat just because Star Wars is such a cultural icon, and that's despite all the mismanagement that has been happening with Star Wars, there's it's such a part of our culture and such a part of Lego. You can't just like I grew up with Lego Star Wars. And like people will be giving their kids Lego Star Wars because that's the experience they had growing up. And that's both a really cool. That's a really cool thing. Just to have that continuity of Lego growing over those years, and you could use sets from 1999, those Lego Star Wars sets, with your X-wing from 2021, and those parts still work together. And the style is totally different now. Lego's totally polished their style, but the fact that there's that continuity, that legacy of Lego Star Wars for 22 years is really something interesting. Yeah, I'm just sorting random parts for now. One of the things I am surprised about is just how even like the sets characters that are produced a lot, like Darth Vader. There's a new set with Darth Vader released every year, but he's always valuable because it's Darth Vader. Star Wars in itself is one of those themes that will be known for a long time. Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how the new Star Wars games fares, because I know there's a lot of people in the Club Brick Team Discord that is excited about that. I've actually been replaying the original Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga in my free time, and there's just so much charm to the style they created, even though it's been diluted in so many sequels and spin-offs. Michael says Baby Yoda is the new Darth Vader. Pretty much. Yep, the child is marketing gold, I'll say that. And I'm honestly a bit surprised that Mandalorian will be going in a new direction. I'm sure it's okay to at least hint at spoilers by now. It's been a few months, I think. I thought they'd milk it longer, but we'll see what happens. Oh, they added a grunt voice setting? Good, because Lego Star Wars games shouldn't have voice acting. That's illegal. They better bring back the Yoda scream, all the old screams, because the old screams are perfect. Got it chewed up one by one. That's unfortunate. Where did this go? Guess I can lose these since I'm not talking to anyone anymore. So are any of you guys working on any interesting Lego projects? Are any of you sorting, working on stop motion, building a set? Let me know. All right. Fan for all says topic stud shooters. That is a good topic, actually. Stud shooters are something I'm actually relatively positive of. I'm not a huge fan of just all the projectiles because they're a gimmick. And as someone who's more of a builder myself, I don't always appreciate those little play factors. But if back when I was in the target demographic and they had stud shooters, I would have been collecting those things like crazy. Now I have hundreds of them and I don't care at all. They're a really compact, well-designed system to shoot things. I actually have let me show you my collection of Lego weaponry. It's in here. Nope, it's one below. This is the Lego arsenal. I love the Gatling gun shooters. This is the coolest one. But I also really love these shooters. I just love how large and dense these are and how they have the little rubber tip. It's so bulky, and quite frankly, it doesn't fit in the Lego system as well as many other things, but it is so 90s in its design, and I have a soft spot for these pieces. Michael says I have a medieval inn on Lego Ideas, but it's not doing very good. You'll have to send me a picture of that. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Lego probably won't go for another medieval thing anytime soon, depending on how well this one sells, but you never know. Purple Builder says, I have a Carnival House of Fun on Ideas. Interesting. Like, we do some ideas highlights on our channel, so maybe we could catch one or two of you. Last build was the Ghostbusters HQ. That's a very impressive model. I really like these shooters. Not because of their shooting, not because of the shooters themselves, but just because of the detailing on this little piece. How it has the two different colors and the strange little highlight on it. The little indentation where the colors swap. It's really cool. All right. Should I use the road base plates or use my own? I believe when I was 13, I went to the Lego store and I bought a whole box of 1x1 dark bluish gray bricks to build my own roads. So I can say personally, I prefer to build my own roads because that gives you so much more flexibility. It's much more difficult and it's a little bit more expensive. But if you want to have ultimate control over things, definitely build your own. The new road plates are they've invented are super modular, super compact, and they're good for casual play. And they're great for really fast setup of entire city layouts with their 16x16 grid system. It's just not for me personally. Space. I wonder. Have we returned to 5,000 subscribers? Okay, we're back to 5,000 subscribers. I'm no longer a liar. That's good to know. So, yeah. Thank you, everyone, for 5,000 subscribers. Probably go a little bit longer. As for things I'm working on, I need to continue editing a very long video and some shorter videos. Probably going to do some more ideas highlights next week. We'll see. All right, cheeseburger. I'm gonna send you my progress on the redesign here. All right. Can you make me one while you're at it? I'm famished. Looks like I have something else to roast. I'll take care of that real quick. Let's get this up on screen. So DKS has another mock. Oh, check this out. I forget what this vehicle is called. It's like a little scooter, but look at how this is designed. It's a little bit large for minifigure scale, but other than that, the creative parts usage of on this thing, it's really clever. I like how you use all these different hinges and wheel elements to achieve a very unique design. Most people would just use the single piece scooter element, and maybe that works better for the minifigure scale, but this is so unique and clever. I adore this DKS bricks. Really well done. Thank you for showing me that. All right. So progress. Okay. Adding some little beams there. Very cool. I was referring to this side back here that I think needs a little bit of work. But now that you have more stuff in it, it's not as distracting. But yeah, that extra little grill adds a lot of texture to this vehicle. Very clever addition. And we have a cheeseburger. Thank you for showing me that. Really, really nice. Speaking of interesting sets, my daughter bought the Spring Lantern Festival. I was surprised how nice a build it is. They've done a really nice job on those Chinese sets. And I wish we saw more sets like that just in the general city theme. And like the China sets can be integrated fairly well into the standard Lego City layout. All of it is really, really nice. Dislikes improve channel in a few ways. The interaction of thumbs down or up is a reaction which YouTube likes. Okay, so I'm not going to say to thumbs down the video, but you can if you want to. Purple Builder says Vesper. Yes, it's a Vesper. That's it. Okay. I have no idea what this is. This is very bizarre, a little texturing, but it is not Lego, so I'm throwing it out. For those of you who are curious, this is just how big the tiles are. This is how deep the tiles are so far. What do you think of the small creator buildings like the toy shop and the pet shop and cafe sets? I think they're, I really like them. It's hard for me to see what makes them different from city sets, other than that they have alternate models. But I think they are a very welcome. I've always loved that Creator has offered sets that you don't necessarily get to see in Lego City. Like City will overemphasize the police station or the fire truck or the hospital or anything like that. But they never actually do stuff. They're less likely to do just city buildings like a cafe or a pet shop or a toy store, as you said, or like a tree house. That was one of the creator sets a few years ago, I think. But that is the stuff I love from Creator, because like when I was trying to build my city, I didn't want a dozen police stations or a bunch of police cars or anything like that. I just wanted a bunch of cute houses I could line up next to each other and some skyscrapers I could put beside them. Not that I didn't have a fire station or a police station. I just need one of them. I don't need a dozen. Thank you, Lego. Let's see. I probably have something around the range of 30 of just one type of minifig police and fireman torso. All right. Icy Flame Gaming says, I'm going to head out for now. Bye. Have fun with the live stream. Thank you for joining us. It's been nice talking to you. I wonder what time it is, actually. It's it's 5 o'clock. We'll go just a bit longer. I do appreciate all of you guys joining me just for this casual hangout. We'll have a 5K mock hour celebration, most likely. I probably won't be able to make it. Maybe I'll show up. Probably not. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, we have some exciting videos coming up this week. I'm not sure if any of mine will be quite ready, though. We'll have to see what happens. Michael says 5:11 p.m. Good for you. Thank you for joining me this late, by the way. I know that one of the things we've been hearing is that we don't have a streams for like our European audiences to enjoy, and that's one of the things I'm hoping things like the sort and stream can accommodate, just because I can do a sort and stream anytime that I have free time. And it's just nice to talk to people about Lego. And I need to sort anyway, so why not do it with you guys? All right, Epic City Builders says, I want all your generic bricks for sets build. Send me a list, Chris. Send me a list. But yeah, I have an obscene amount of 2x4s. It's literally the bin I put it in is already overflowing from the most recent sorting session, and I'm just going to sort more into it. All right, Michael says it's okay. So what country are you in, if you don't mind my asking? I'm curious. I don't think I've seen you I'm not sure if I've actually talked to you before either. Shipping might cost too much in Canada. Well, you could buy in bulk. It's up to you. We could try to smuggle some across the border. See how that goes. All right, Middle Europe. Middle Europe is my favorite European country. Actually, that would be something that Lego needs more of. We have so much, we have so many traditional urban landscapes. We don't have anything more rustic, like more of the Americana stuff of just the middle of nowhere town, or like a German village, or something like that, or like an English town, or things that are very, like, we're getting that kind of, like with Chinese sets, we're getting very culturally specific, detailed mocks. But imagine if we got that for more for other locations, like from different parts of Asia or from Africa, or I don't know too much about Australian as architecture. We got the Sydney Opera House, which was really cool, but I'm sure some Australian can yell at me about that, hopefully with lots of prolific cursing. But yes, Lego, make more modern but rustic, eccentric buildings. Urban stuff is really cool, but I like variety too. Thank you. Probably going to go another 15, another 10, 15 minutes. Unless something exciting happens. So if you have anything you want to talk about, this is your chance. Okay, here's a knockoff ladder. That's concerning. Do you have the Value Village there? None local, but I do know of it. Do you think Lego should re-release some of the old modulars like Cafe Corner? That's an interesting question. Part of me doesn't like Lego re-releasing Lego sets kind of cheapens it, but at the same time, I'm also for getting more of those sets out there. I'd want it to be updated. If they made an updated version of it, that would be fine. But like the sets with the modulars, people have been collecting those for years, and to start re-releasing them will make a lot of investors very upset, which would be really funny. Apparently, it's a great place to get random bulk Lego. Cafe Corner. The Cafe Corner is a phenomenal set, especially for the age. The modular sets have evolved so much, but the first Cafe Corner, I wanted that set so much, and I did not have the money to afford it or the patience to save. By the way, you already featured my Lego idea, and thanks again. Oh yeah, that was yours. I forgot. Yes, the cafe. I totally forgot. That one was so cool. Yes, the old Dragon's Inn. That was a great one. So yeah, if you have any other ideas you have, be sure to show us. We'll be happy to highlight them for you. I do the animation for Club Break, and I haven't been editing for a while. Yep, editing is a very tedious process. All right, got another wheel. This is one of the older ones. I believe these were mostly used in the 70s in this color scheme. Just sorting some more tiles at the moment. Lego re-released the Ideas Apollo 11 shuttle set with a different set number and techniques. Yes, I feel like that's a bit different though. Has re-released Lego Ideas stuff before. Like I'm just saying this as someone who sympathizes with the investors in like the modular sets who appreciate the rarity of something that accrues. But yeah, as a general rule, I like more just stuff to be out there. And I'm glad they're re-releasing those idea sets because that Apollo 11 set was one of the most spectacular models ever made. I remember when the Lego Kuso, as it was called at the time, the Lego Minecraft Idea set came out. Those sold out instantly, and they were selling for over $100 on eBay. It was insane, and I remember just being able to get one of those, and I was so excited. And I wanted to build a whole Minecraft town, but I didn't have the parts. Epic City Builder says, can we make 10K this year? I think we can. Well, let's go for it. What I'd more be a fan of when they, instead of doing re-releases, I like when they do like revamps of stuff that's been retired for a while. For example, the Black Seas Barracuda idea set. That is such a perfect revamp of that classic 90s set. And I want them to see them do more stuff like that, like the 2014 Benny Spaceship. I like more of the homage to them while still doing their own thing. It keeps things fresh and creative, and it keeps the ideas flowing. All right. I'm probably about going to wrap up here unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about. We've been going for over 2 hours, almost an hour and 2 hours and a half. Michael Simonic has to go. Thank you for joining us. It's been nice talking to you. Don't get to see you often, so yeah. Thank you everyone for joining us for this 5K special of Sort and Stream, and thank you for supporting us for this year. And we hope to be around for a long time and to have more exciting Sort and Streams, mock hours, ideas highlights, all that sort of exciting stuff. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us, and until next time, play well.